news coming up around 4:45 and 5. We have the PMI, the final services, and the SIM services, and also the job openings. Now you can see from the forecast here on the final services PMI, we are having the previous data was 51.3 and the forecast is 51.3. So the forecast is like we do not have major impact. Then the ISM services PMI, the previous was 54. The forecast is 53.7, meaning that they are forecasting a weaker data, meaning that they are forecasting that the dollar should weaken. And also here, the job openings. The previous data was 6.88. The forecast is 6.86. So also this is reduced data, and also like the forecast does not favor the dollar. So they are forecasting a weaker dollar from that. So generally, will be for PMI, you can consider your entries after the news. Do not trade before the news, because you can see there are so many news here. And also at the same time at 5, FOMC member Boma will be speaking. So this evening, if you are not very careful in the market, it might do you bad. So be careful when engaged in the market, especially Messiah news from 4:45. Now going to the charts, maybe let me share my chart. Confirm that you can see the chart from your end. Can you see my chart? Hello? Okay. So let me just erase everything here. Chat yangu iko so busy. So I've been checking this market, and this market is moving in a pattern that we well know. Maybe before we go to the pattern, from the H1 perspective of this market, or even the H4 perspective of this market, you can see that the market had broken a structure here, the 800 EMA. The market has come to retest that break of structure, the region of the 800 EMA. So maybe you can put your horizontal line there in that region, the 800. When you come to H1, you'll notice that your market is in that zone of 50 of the 50 EMA, coming to retest that break of structure. So now if this market is able to break above this 50 EMA, then we will be considering further. We'll be considering further buys. Will not be looking for sell entries in this market, because when you come down to M15, you can see that we have a supply zone up there. So a minute. Sorry for that. So we are having this supply zone up there in that region. So right now we are in the region of the 200 EMA. You can see the market had formed a supply in the zone of the Asian high, which the market managed to break. This was the supply that the market has managed to break. So the market has managed to break above the Asian high. It has come, it has retested the zone, and now the market is giving us further. The market is giving us further buys. Let me put my TDI levels down here. Realize that after to change chart imeondoka. So 63 line. This should be that 7, should be around. Yeah. So you can see where we are right now in this market. The market has broken our supply, which was in the region of the Asian high. So, but above that region, we have that resistance zone up there, the 200 EMA. So right now, we are looking for the reaction of this market in this region of the 200 EMA. If the market is able to break above this 200 EMA, then retest the 200 EMA, then we'll be looking for further buys, but the buys will just be short term. Tuna buy hadi wapi? Hadi hapo tu juu kwa hiyo supply zone, around how many pips? Around 100 pips. And now from that zone, from the supply zone up here, remember that from morning we have our bias for this market is still sales. That one has not changed. We are still on a selling market. So now the final point that we'll observe this market is in this supply zone up here. Now, if this market breaks above this zone, our bias now will change from sales to buys. But if the market comes to this zone, it faces rejection, and then it gives us confirmation for sales, and we'll engage in sales. And also remember that we are having the news that are coming up at 4. So Prof always says that the news come to either to change the direction of the market or to complete a cycle in the market. So the news might come to change the direction of this market from sales to buys if this market breaks above this supply point of ours up here, or even the market may come to just complete that pullback to that region, then tuendelee na kusell. So if the market comes out like mixed reaction market, you will observe something like this. Market itapiga tu spike ikuje kwa hiyo supply zone yako, then now the market will give you sells. That is, if the market will be, if the news will be mixed reaction news, complete that pattern. So which is the best zone to engage your market right now? Because our bias is still sells, wait for this market kwanza i break hii supply yako yenye sasa imekuwa demand zone. If the market manages to break it down, then you can take your entries below 13 or even below 50 after the crossovers happened. So right now the market is approaching the overbought condition in the region of the 63 level. The market is approaching the overbought condition in the 63 level. So right now, to buy this market, it is suicidal. Just wait for sell confirmations. Right now, where the market is, we are in between a demand and a supply, so it is not advisable for you to trade. Uta engage market wapi? Ikikuja you break out from this demand zone hapo, then ikupe a retest of the break of structure, then continuation of that move. And this retest si lazima ifanyike kwa hiyo demand. The retest might happen kwa the EMA 13. The retest may happen in the region of the EMA 13. Another safe zone to engage this market, it is below this demand yenye market imekuja hapa ikaform hapo, below that region. If you go in with your sell stop just slightly below that region, around 45.37, you can consider your sell stop at 45.37. Then which region will you be considering for your exit? Asian low, the region of the Asian low, around 45.13. That should be around 240 pips from 45.37 to 45.13. Make it slightly above the Asian low at 45. You can just take 200 pips, 45.17. Take your TP at 45.17, sell stop at 45.7. Let the market maker do whatever he's doing. But if the news come otherwise, if the news come negative for the dollar, the market will be a buy market. So if in case the news come negative for the dollar, of which hatutakuwa kwa meeting, hiyo utajitradia tu mwenyewe, but if the trade confirms in the trading group, then we will share. So how to engage this market kwa hiyo aspect ya news, utangoja hii market ikuje break kwanza hii supply hapo. After the break of structure, we always have a retest. After the retest, now this is the best point to engage your buys for this market. Then sells below hapa. In between here, it is not safe. It is not safe to engage. So right now you can see the market, it is heading to that zone of interest for us. So just be patient. Be patient. The market will present an opportunity. So maybe looking at other pairs, and also for the advanced people, the advanced students who are here, we were learning mambo ya patterns. Do you remember the trapping volume, the wedge patterns? You can see like from morning, this market has been trapping. You can see hapa ikakuja ikakupea a false breakout. So this is the reason I always tell you to trade breakout, retest, to trade the retest. You can see here, the market did a false breakout. This is called a false breakout. So kuna mtu tu aliona market imebreak akaingia na hii candle kapigwa vibaya. So what were you anticipating? A breakout, a retest, confirmation candle. Hapa haikupea confirmation candle. Kama haikupea confirmation candle, another way you could have traded after the breakout, market ikienda kuretest huko juu, unaweka wapi sell stop? Below hapa penye tumeweka 45.37. So it was never activated. Market ikaenda vingine. And on the upper side, maybe you can draw, you can see it is a very good trapping volume, or yeah, it is a very clear one, trapping volume. So right now what the market is doing, you can see it has not yet broken that region. So we, you can decide to also use the trapping volume to confirm your entries in this market. Ukiwa hizi pattern na wive demand and supply, it will be good for you. So like kama saa hii mtu anatumia trapping volume, you know that you have a supply up here, so you cannot engage your buys from where the market is right now. So what are you waiting for? A breakout, a retest, continuation of that move. Are we together, people? Hello? Yes. So that is gold. Right now we do not have an opportunity there. Weka yourself stop yako, ngojea. News ikikuja negative for the dollar, the sell stop will not be valid. We'll be looking for further buys. Then now, maybe we can look at 2-3 currencies. Here we are having our GEO. You can see this market during the Asian session, the market was buying, but right now during the London market imekuwa tu ikirange. So we say that in forex we have 3 stages of the market. We have the accumulation phase, we have the manipulation, then we have the distribution. So this market, you can see from the H1 perspective, the market has always been like the market has been giving us sales for this week. From the H4 perspective of this market, you can say that the market is on a steady downtrend, but right where the market is, it is in a demand zone or a key reversal zone, the 50 EMA on H4, which is the 200 EMA on H1. So for you to engage in this market, this GU market, you should wait for the market to break either above the 50 to engage in buys or below the 200 upper chini for you to engage in your sales. So how do you trade the GU? You can see the market has been ranging in that zone. So depending on how the news come. So watu wa currency, saa hii ngoja tu hiyo news ya 5. Depending on the way the news come, if the news will not favor the dollar, then the market will buy. So how will you engage? Breakout, usiingie na breakout. After the breakout, the market must retest or should. Niambiwa must, si term ya forex, si lazima kitu ifanyike. Should retest that zone, then continue. If it is sells, breakout, side ya chini, retest, unaingia na retest, chini. Retest inafanyikaga wapi? Kwa 13 EMA. I think same thing should be happening with Euro USD. But comparing Euro USD in a GU, the ADR value of Euro USD is 53. The ADR value of GU is 69. So if you are a currency trader, which pair would you consider between GU and EU? Which pair? GU has an ADR value of 69, EU has an ADR value of 53. Which one is likely to give you more pips? Yes guys. GU. Ona Grace anasema GU. Inaonekana masaa ikifika hapo jua ikiwaka watu hawaongeagi. Sasa GU. So you can consider GU. Then what were JPY pairs? Prof alisema asubuhi that the JPY, the economy of Japan is not doing well. So like the Bank of Japan is trying to intervene. We are having the interventions by the bank to stabilize the economy. So I was reading an article hapo kwa Factory inasema like kumekuwa na a chunky spike kwa USD JPY and there is no report that has been given as to why there was this spike. Naona market ilipiga juu ikapiga chini kuja ikaendelea. They say that there was no maybe I can show you. So it is very dangerous right now to trade the JPYs because when the bank tries to intervene, inaga like time frame yenye bank ita intervene, just abrupt. So where was this news? You can see USDJPY saw a chunky spike before fading back. No clear driver flagged. So watu mna trade JPY, trade with a lot of care because the market is moving, no news, no nothing. Market tu inafanya kupiga tu spike na inaweza ikikupata ukiwa vibaya inaweza kumaliza. Unaweza rudi kwa account ushangae. So let us see how gold is doing right now before we can call it a day. Yeah, you can see that gold managed to break above that trap in volume. So, but now as a good trader, you know that you have a supply hapo juu kwa your region. You can see you have a supply hapo juu. So if you are to engage this market right now, labda ma scalpers, to take your 100 pips out. But right now, no opportunity in this pair. For you to engage in further buys, ngoja hii market you break above hii supply nimechora hapa. Otherwise hapa penye iko, yes, the market has broken out. It is coming to retest. If it gives you a confirmation hapa, it will be a high risk buy. So you can take it as a high risk buy from that point if the market confirms, knowing that you have your supply up. Any question? Any question before I can invite Bwana Shadi to continue? All right. Shadi, are you in? Welcome. Shadi ako commit kweli? All right. Ni kama yuko.